All right, it's time. We're finally gonna throw wheels and tires on this 2012 JK. And welcome back, Northridge Nation. You might remember this 2012 white JK from a few videos ago where we threw that 3-inch Evo manufacturing lift, and then we did nothing. We've been so busy with the giveaway Gladiator, we haven't had the chance. We're finally gonna throw a set of 35s underneath it. So let's try some of that Northridge magic. Yeah, now that looks sharp. So there you go. The 501 Highland bronze wheels from Venomrex. And you might ask, who is Venomrex? They're not really well known in the 4x4 community, although they are growing larger. Here at Northridge4x4, we've been carrying them for about a year and a half, and they are a good seller. They're an inexpensive wheel that is lightweight and super strong. Now, you may ask, how can they get a lightweight wheel, super strong, and the price is good? Well, most inexpensive aluminum wheels are a cast aluminum. They basically take a steel mold, pour some cast aluminum or melted aluminum into it, and voila, a little bit of machining, you have a cast aluminum wheel. But because it is cast, they have to pour it a little thicker in certain areas to keep the strength up. Now, you also have forged aluminum wheels, and that's where they take a billet of aluminum and just start stamping it until they get the wheel shape correct and then machine it. These are very strong because the stamping process helps align the molecules of the material to give you a stronger wheel, and you can make it thinner and lighter. Now, Venomrex uses a process called flow forging. So let's take a closer look at that wheel and we'll talk about what is flow forging. This is the Venomrex 501 wheel. It's lightweight and strong. Venomrex uses a process they call flow forging. And what they do is they cast this wheel center. And they cast it with some extra aluminum, I don't know, maybe like a large donut. Then it goes into a steel mold, or a steel rim shell mold would be a way to describe it. And they use heat, and they use specially formed rollers and high pressure, and they basically start rolling that donut under pressure and heat down against that steel forming, forming mold might be the best way to call it. And what it does is it allows them to be very precise in how they roll their shape down here, and that gives them a very thin wheel. And because it is forging in a way, they're using that cast aluminum, but they are using heat and pressure to align the metal exactly where they want it. They're also aligning those molecules, making for a very strong wheel. So, it's one of the first things you'll notice with these wheels. They're very lightweight, and they have a 2,600 pound load rating on them. Now, it's a 17x9, it's got a 4 3/4 inch backspace, which is perfect for 35s on a JK without wheel spacers. Now, for you offset kind of people, I think 4 3/4, isn't that like a -6mm offset for a 17x9 wheel? They do have them in other bolt patterns, so if you've got a Toyota or Colorado or whatever, we can help you out there too. Now, I guess we got it on, we got it mounted, I gotta get the spare done, but we're not done with this video yet. So if you own a JK, you probably know you just can't bolt a bigger tire on and take off down the road. We say limp mode? It's just gonna go into limp mode and shut you down. That's where the Flashcal by Superchips comes in handy. This is a little unit here. It plugs right into the OBD port. Hey, let's get that out of the way. Boom. Plugs right into the OBD port and allows you to basically hack into the computer. Tell the computer you now have 35-inch tall tires. And down the road, as we add other mods, we can also use it to tell that we've done other things like gearing changes. So it's basically going to tell the computer, hey, we've got 35s on. Let's make sure the speedometer's reading correctly. Let's make sure the transmission's shifting at the proper RPM ranges. Now your vehicle will not go into the limp mode, and you can drive these nice new 35-inch tall tires. To install our Superchips Flashcal, we've got the female plug on the other end of the cord, and it's going to go right down here into the OBD2 port. As you can see, the screen's booting up. We're gonna say press OK to select, turn the ignition on. Establishing communications with the vehicle. And there, we've got our running options. Well, if we hit that, that'll allow us to adjust the engine idle up or down. But let's go ahead and exit out of that, and let's go to our vehicle settings. Now under vehicle settings, the first thing you notice is tire size. And of course we got to change that. So click on that, we're set at a 31.25, and we went to a 35-inch tall tire, but when we actually measured it, it only measures 34 inches tall. So we're gonna measure up to 34 inches and say okay. Turn the ignition off. Press OK. Okay, now let's go ahead and turn our ignition on. Press OK. Clearing the DTCs, any of the engine codes. Attention, tire size is modified. So if we go back into tire size, there it is, 34. Press the back arrow. Now you can see all the other things we can change with the Superchips Flashcal. So down the road when we decide to put ring and pinions in this Jeep, we can go right down here, hit gear ratio. There's stock, or we can change to many different gear ratios, all the way up to 2 pages of gear selections. We can change the transfer case low. So if we swap in a Rubicon transfer case, or maybe we throw in an Atlas or something like that, we can change the transfer case low. Here's the Tpms warning threshold. So this option here allows us to adjust the Tpms low pressure setting. Gives you a bunch of warnings, so you can change it. It's already been changed to 28 psi. But when we did these 35s, we didn't put any tire pressure monitors in them. We're just going to come down to the next option, and that is enabled or disabled the TPM system. And we're going to go up and disable it. So now it's updated, so now we'll get no warning that we don't have any TPMS sensors. Daytime running light location. You can change your fog light dropout, one-touch lane change, horn chirp with the remote lock, lamp flash, accessory delay, and finally an exit. And we're back to our main menus. So there's your options we were just in. We can come back to a scan. So this is a scan tool diagnostics. We can read codes on it. And then there's info. We can even look up the device info and the vehicle info. Now, you can update the Superchips Flashcal, so make sure you do update it with the latest download. So here's our vehicle info. Tuning level is stock. Now, Superchips is also known for doing chips to boost your engine power, and we can order extra pieces to get a little bit more power out of this if we wanted to upgrade this Flashcal. Now, it does show our VIN number, and it does show that we are locked into that VIN number. So we can't just take this Flashcal out, plug it into our buddy's rig, and tune their vehicle also. They'll need to order their own. It's got the ECU part number, and then we can go out. So that's a quick rundown of the Superchips Flashcal, and we are done. So we can turn our key off and unplug our Flashcal. So there you have it. 35-inch Patagonia MTs wrapped around a set of Venomrex 501 flow-forged aluminum wheels. And yeah, those look pretty awesome. So can't wait to get it on the road and see how this JK now handles, and then get it off-road and see how well it hooks up. we'll bring you some of that. It's going to be interesting to see what the larger tire does to our up travel. Larger tire, that's probably going to get us into the fenders a little bit more, and that means, well, more mods for you to see. Speaking of mods, we got another mod coming, and that's going to help free up a little bit more wheel travel up front. So until next time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and leave us a comment. What do you think about these Venomrex 501 wheels? Thanks, Northridge Nation.